Hello, I am Fjallsback and welcome to Tyranny. Right, Graven Ash again.
Right.
One thing I want to do here actually, should probably save this because I have redone inventory for a smidge, so I don't have to redo that. I did that off camera though. And there we go.
So, after I grind your bow, feet bite, do not
that one.
go. Gather my lead. Teach this one a lesson. We will not suffer insubordination.
Right, and we are off. Right, so. Yeah, we are not wearing the right equipment because we don't have a spear. That is the reason for that. We are here, so I guess we are hitting this guy. We have taken damage already, a lot. I guess it's another potion, and we, of course, forgot to buff with whatever potions we have here of other kinds, so we should do that. Something, don't know exactly what they do, but you know, better than not having them, I guess.
Get up, damn you!
Really? He went down already? This has been an annoying day. Really annoying day. I want to crush something, so no. I've had it. Today's been annoying enough. Anyway, yeah, I am coach for a team in volleyball, and we had an important match this evening, and we lost, and are out of the running for the championship, and we lost badly, so it's annoying. Today is just annoying. So one thing that I will do here, I'm had it with this guy right now. I want to win something tonight. So difficulty, I'll lower you and just try to see if that can work. And return. Yes, for now, and then have at it. I want to beat something.
After I grind your bow, feet bite.
Aye.
Gather.
That could probably be the right build and the right potions and yada yada.
This weapon is useless.
Come on, hit the thing.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Right, dealt with. Fine. We're here. Yeah, go at this guy, that's fine. Someone should take on this guy. Verse, you go here, deal with that. Deal with that.
This is not a fight you can win.
Okay, it was maybe a smidge easy so far. Right, now we have to watch out for someone dying and revealing a thingamabob, and I don't know, shield or whatever it is, and make sure we don't stand in that thing for too long. I love the Saladot ice cubes coming up against them. So at this level, the thing is probably not even shown off then. I see.
Don't throw your lives away, my northern.
Right, so we're heading in. We will use our ability. Alright. And we'll use this one as well.
I got it.
Oh, that one fucking hurt.
Okay, we haven't fired still. Okay. Potion. And then this ability here. Go.
The pain consumes me.
This weapon is useless.
Combo abilities. Death from above. Go for it. Other combo, trolling, iron trolling, blood soaked stone. That one first, I think. Okay, that ability in higher level just wiped us completely. So there's a huge difference on this difficulty level here. A huge difference.
Couldn't pierce cloth.
Granted, we're still taking some damage, but we haven't even been wounded yet. Okay, so this was maybe a bit too easy, but I want to crush something this evening. I really do. So that's gonna be the way it goes. I'm just annoyed. Which is probably on a good, not a good basis of going and playing games or anything like that. For profit.
Take that.
Well, I should probably go for a
Bleed out, you
first-person
little shit.
shooter or something like that, but you know, don't have one of those loaded right now. I actually don't really play first-person shooters at all, so.
Witness fury of the north.
Okay, we actually defeated them. Excellent. Right. Stricken, the Archon the Archon looks down on his blood-stained hands with disbelief. Beads of sweat roll from his brow and glisten at the corner of his eyes. Graven Ash turns his attention up to you. The last of the fight in him has left him. Nothing remains but the final vestiges of defeat of a defeated man.
Well struck. You are the victor, and I go to my eternal rest in the void. Wish I could feel anything but relief.
Okay, his uneven breathing stutters and blood appears on the corners of his mouth.
A warning to you, Archon. Kairos marches on the tiers. A new army, a stronger army, advances on these untamed lands, seeking to return with your head on a pike. There is nothing you can do to stop it.
Of course not.
Would you hear my final testimony, Fatebinder? Before you bring ruin to my homeland and unravel the war we built together, would you hear me one last time?
And all of this could have been avoided if I just had, sided with the disfavored and not thinking that, hey, I will send the Scarlet Corps in as cannon fodder more often die, and therefore they'll take the Vanguard. I overestimated what was going to happen afterwards, or misestimated, or whatever you call it. Anyway, say your last word.
Are on a path to incredible power. A path that I walked long ago. There was strength, victory, triumph. Everything an Archon of War should expect from a life so accomplished.
He takes a deep breath through his nose as he clings to life.
But there was also pain. Had I another century to describe it, I could not explain the punishing agony of my devotion. My soldiers grew to depend on me, and I gifted them my protection. But I also took their harm upon myself. I had the strength to endure for a time. Every gutting, every crushed bone, every death. I took it all upon myself to spare my troops. You must be prepared to do the same. Your rise to power is no matter of personal glory. It touches all who trail in your wake. When you ascend, you won't be alone. Far from it. There will be others who look to you. You will be responsible for them in more ways than you can know. Take care with those who follow you. Depend on each other. But harden yourself to accept the burden of their love. Devotion can bite deeper than any spear.
He looks to you, assemble company with a mixture of sympathy and regret.
I hope that you are prepared for what comes next. Because...
And he grits his teeth as a fresh wave of agony threatens to overcome him.
Because Kairos will not make it easy.
His energy spent, the Archon releases all of his tension, and for an instant his face reflects deepest pain. Peace? Different words, pain or peace. Graven Ash, the last of the great Nord warlords, dies before your eyes. Archon. Barrick balls up his hands into fists and locks them at his side. Damn you, General, get up. Get up. He's gonna attack us. Seeing that one fall is like watching a spire hit the ground. Somehow I thought I'd enjoy it more. Worst frowns to herself and shrugs. Incredible, I assumed he was invulnerable. I guess even I can be wrong on occasions. Alright. New quest, armies in the north. Travel to the mountain spire. That is this thing. Repel the armies from the northern kingdom. Okay. Well, granted, I sort of cheated here and took the difficulty down a level, so let's get it back up again. But I wanted to win something today.
Will do.
Any lootables? There's some here. Ash's favor. Peacemaker. Potion protection, broken spear, and torn leather or something. Just take all of those. Acquire the Peacemaker. More lootable over here. Grab all of that. Grab all of this. Iron Marshal Heirloom Blade. Disfavored Iron Sword. Alright, all sorts of good stuff it looks like. So what happened to the other one? That one go where? Think it went here? Not sure. Not sure. No lootables left. I think I just want to rest just because. And head on out of here. So I guess now next stop is Kairos. and he should be even more difficult than this fight was. And you know, should be the case, I guess. Alright, lands. Head on where we're supposed to go. Mountain Spire, I believe. Right. When using an area of effect ability or spell, target an enemy directly to have the ability track their position. This makes it easier to hit the moving targets. Alright. Issue an edict upon the northern kingdoms. That'll be here. Right, well, step away, give me a moment, I'll just read this again. From here, okay, the same text. From here, the highest point in all peninsula, you could, with the sum total of your effort, project your will far north, past the edge of the tiers, and proclaim your edict as far as the lands of the Northern Empire. Turn to your companions. This probably amounts to a declaration of war against the Overlord. Ready? Any requests? I'll turn to my companions here and say ready. Verse, back at the Spire, everyone's favorite destination for pissing off Kairos. This has been a long time coming, Fatebinder. I'm ready, but I hope you're prepared for whatever is ahead. Barrick does not show any signs of waking up from his numb stupor. Siren, you've done great things to get here. Just imagine what you could do if you continued this vein. Show Kairos what we do to tyrants. I'm ready to stand at your side and see it through. If I don't show Kairos my ability to cast Edict, it's more than one-time thing. The attacks will never stop. This will be an opening strike. Perhaps the Tears will conquer the Northern Empire. And let's go with number 1 here. Verse, striking the Overlord where it hurts. Good. I hope the old codpiece feels it's from his throne room. Take your best swing. She nods to the resonator on the center of the spire. Spire awaits our command. Choose a region. Northern Empire. I don't have any more. I can just have fire or stone, and they sort of cost the same, I guess. Ah, there's different effects though. Okay, party effects. Plus 15 to all magic skills, 15% frost damage converted to health. Plus 5 potion effectiveness, enemy, plus 15 to all magic skills. Minus 4 quickness and empowered bane, and this one does 15 to all magic, minus 15 to all magic skills, 15 move speed, 15 action speed, plus 2 armor. Enemy effects, minus 15 to magic, minus 14 move speed, minus 15 action speed, and weakened bane. I don't know. Let's go with fire. Fire bad. Alright, achievement, so that was the Act 3 done. Your Edict of Fire ignites an unstoppable conflagration in the northern capital, reducing buildings to cinders and sending walls of fire through populated streets. Before anyone knew what happened, the flames had already burned out of control. All who suffer cry out in agony and confusion that Kairos would allow such a fate to befall the city. As chaos ensues in the Northern Kingdom, the armies marching on the tiers received an unprecedented order. The armies were to fall back to the capital and ensure the safety of its people from the edict. For the first time in Kairos' great conquest, the armies retreated. Soon questions would be asked in a hushed breath across the lands about what a new and terrible power had emerged that could force the hand of the Overlord. You fulfilled Kairos' decree, and all of the tiers now is ruled by a single Archon. Your former rivals have either submitted to you or perished, bringing the civil war to a close. In their pride, the disfavored never imagined themselves beaten, especially when their opponents appeared so disorganized. The latest remnants of the legions dispersed, their general destroyed, their honor broken beyond mending. The scorn that follows their humbled ranks haunts them even to the depths of obscurity. The Scarlet Chorus, true to form, were quick to change allegiances once the voices of Narat died. They pledged their devotion to you, hoping to gain your favor. In the months following your victory, emissaries of the surviving gang bosses present offerings and totems of fealty, but without a devoted taskmaster to keep them in line, their flimsy power structure collapsed, reducing the Scarlet Chorus to a whimper of its former strength. Under your guidance, those who resisted the conquest and showed discontent are vanquished, their rebellion brought to a decisive end. Any lingering question to who is the true ruler in the tiers is answered by you, by your impact on the reconstructed nation. Word of your success spreads beyond the tiers as well. Even the most distant corners of the empire whispers of the Fatebinder who rose to become an Archon, and an Archon whose intervention shattered the conquest, making way for a new future in the devastated nation. While you manage to unite the tiers under a single banner through conquest, losing support of the Overlord's armies makes the work of maintaining this order all the more difficult. Loyalties weaken and slip, but you make a point of taking a personal hand in the country's new governance. After time and struggle, the Tiersmen began to see themselves as citizens of an unified land. With Edict of Stone dispelled, the earth settles around the Stone Sea, ushering a new age of verdant growth and prosperity. The country may never resemble the glorious realm of Azure, but with a new life, many new things become possible. The memory of Cairn is a great forge of destruction, remains a monument of inert rock. Most agree that the worlds are better off without the Archon of Stone, as the people of Azure begin to slowly reclaim the land that was once torn asunder by his power. With Edict of Stone dispelled, you ensure that humans will once again populate the former realm of Azure. The Stonestalker tribe is gradually pushed out of their new territory, and those who don't resist are enslaved, but to work rebuilding new human settlements. Right. The death of Radix is a huge blow to the disfavored. Without the support of the Mage Guild, the Legion finds itself outclassed for the first time and suffers on the battlefield. The Edict of Storm never stops its relentless assault on the ruins of the mighty Stalwart. Sentinels stand, keep falls further into disrepair, and the wind wall separating it from any would-be conquerors. The fate of those inside the fortress still remains a mystery. You played the Censors game and emerged victorious, retrieving the Silent Archive from the Vellum Citadel. When asked to turn it over, you decided it was better off in your possession. Instead, you sent the Censor to Cacophony as a gift for the voices of Narat. Okay, these are different things I did here. When you handed the Vellum Citadel to the Scarlet Chorus, you consigned centuries of knowledge to the pitiless treatment of marauding gangs. There is no telling how much history and lore their irrelevant hands ripped from the world. You only know that the Scarlet Chorus took pleasure in their work. The sages are all but wiped out from the tiers. What remains of their hoarded knowledge is vulnerable, as likely to be misused and destroyed. The damage done to the intellectual core of the region is likely beyond reversal, though small groups of would-be scholars gain influence from time to time. The setback is ultimately too vast to overcome. The Scarlet Chorus rules Lethia's crossings with a signature cruelty. They perform regular midnight raids against homes or businesses, making examples of the locals and keeping deserters in check. Locked doors and shuttered windows become the new standard of life as the citizens grow into their new sense of fear and paranoia. Some of these don't match with some of the other texts here, because the Scarlet Chorus just disbanded and fell into disrepair also. By returning the Mage Bane helm to Lethian's crossing, you ensured the Bane would not be able to get into the city. For the time being, the threat of a Bane incursion is dispelled. The settlers are grateful to go about their lives unburdened by this peril, though knowing how close they came to annihilation haunts them. They hope that the security you provided endures. Sending the Forgebound Master to the Voices of the Rat strikes a heavy blow to the Forgebound, and the very art of ironsmithing suffers terrible setbacks. It takes many years to recover and relearn the delicate subtlety of crafting fine weapons and arms. The Forgebound continue to create weapons, but their quality is suspect. By enacting an edict on vengeance will, you announced your power to the world and showed Kairos' forces that you were capable of. When you defeated their leader and scattered the army before you, it sent a message to Kairos: a new Archon is born. While the edict dissipated, the effects will always be felt as the first true threat to Kairos' rule. The death of Graven Ash means the end of the disfavored. Without the comfort and support of the great general, what remains of the Legion sinks into hopelessness. The Archon's seat is left vacant, and whether or not it can be occupied again is a heated topic. Far from his place of final rest, the Northern Empire mourns its fallen son. The killing of the Voices of the Rats spreads the joy of bloody vengeance across the continent, celebrated as the death of history's greatest parasite. The occasion is marked by all who suffered under the oppression of the Scarlet Chorus. Even in victory, one thought nags you. Though you witness his death, you can't help but wonder if the Voices of Nerat is done with you. With the death of Tunon the Adjudicator, the bastard city threatens to slide back into its lawless ways. Keeping the peace and imposing a new definition of order commands all of your focus. You learn to delegate the responsibilities of a new court of Faintbinders, who lighten the burden and make the Archon's absence a manageable setback. Again. The Blood Mark, yeah. The death of Blood Mark deprived the world of a most capable murderer. One less bedtime story to scare children is no significant loss, though you can't help but glance at the dark corners of every room and feel as if something is watching you. Blood Mark will always cast a long shadow on your life. Death of Graven Ash left Barrick in a shadow of his former self. He follows you for a time, as much out of habit as reflex. All agree that there's nothing for him left under the iron shell. He departs your company without a word, assuming a position at a crossroads where he allows himself to rust as solid as a statue. Verse finds herself adrift in the relative peace that follows your conquest. She returns to the field and seeks out young women from rural communities, imparting her fighting skills only to the most passionate. Over the course of many apprentices, she follows the Voices of Nerat's example and forms a personal army. The Callous Sisterhood. Verse proves to be a strict teacher, and you hire her services often, confident that she'll take any assignment where there's blood to be spilled. Lantry keeps a close watch over you, scribbling his account of your deeds and accomplishments. In his tireless quest to fill the chronicle with history and knowledge, he follows you even into your twilight years, and together you learn much about the world. You pretend not to notice Lantry's waning strength, though you find yourself pausing mid-sentence to let his writing catch up. He recognizes your generous ruse and appreciates it in silence. Ebb remains in your company, where she seeks out promising recruits among your supporters. After recognizing some obvious talents, she takes on a team of apprentices in a new school would-be typecasters, though she often jokes that the school is bound to fail with her at the helm. Her students think otherwise, as do many dozens of hopefuls who come begging for her tutelage. With no desire to remain in the country of human, Kills in Shadow returns to the wilderness and seeks out her own kind. She discovers a haggard community of beastmen who abandoned the realms of Haven and Azure, only to be enslaved by Kyrus' forces. Out of this rabble of defectors, she forges a tribe, their nomadic ways respecting no established border or law. They raid villages and caravans when possible, glutting on the spoils and boasting of their severed ties with the human world. Though a large bounty follows in the tribe's wake, no human can survive the hunt for its leader. Siren grows quiet over time, speaking little and forging her songs as she distances herself from your military. One day she simply walks out of camp and makes for the wilderness of the Tears. Rumors reach your ear that Siren has occupied an abandoned mountainside temple. Her vow of silence drawing a small group of respectful followers, you leave her in peace. Though you once professed loyalty to Kyrus, popular belief holds that the world cannot support two overlords, and you now represent the threat to established order. This leaves your future in question, but with one certainty: when Kyrus retaliates, you will be ready. From your perch atop the ancient spire, you can see hints of the Northern Empire just beyond the mountains. At your command, horns shout a triumphant cry across the valley, heralding the end of one long campaign and beginning of another. And that is the end of Tyranny. Alright. Yeah, I didn't build a good character, stat-wise an optimal character, and I didn't take the right talents because I didn't know what I was doing. And some of these fights, especially early on, in mid-game, I felt were a bit too long. And yeah, other than that, I should probably have micromanaged my inventory, used more consumables, and all sorts of things. Anyway, this has been done. I hope you enjoyed it, at least for a while. And maybe I'll see you again in some other series. Thank you very much for watching.